How many of you love the holiday season? Yay, most of us. Now, out of everyone who has raised your hands, how many of you like receiving gifts during the holiday season? A lot of you. For most of us, the holiday season is a memorable and joyous time to spend with family and friends, but unfortunately, not everyone can relate to this same happiness that the holiday season brings. There are millions of children throughout the world and thousands within the United States in poverty. But thankfully, there's an organization to help combat this holiday problem known as Toys for Tots. I have been donating to Toys for Tots for many years, and knowing that a toy that I've donated to is going to go to a child on Christmas morning is an incredible feeling. Today I'm going to talk to you about why Toys for Tots is a wonderful organization and how by donating to it, you're truly helping to make a difference in a child's life. Next slide, please. To begin with, I'm going to talk to you all about the history of Toys for Tots, followed by how to donate to Toys for Tots, and the process in which the first step of donating to, and then how the child eventually receives the toy, followed by how to request a toy from the organization, and concluding with other ways to donate and helping to make a difference. Next slide, please. So to begin with, Toys for Tots is an organization founded by the Marines in 1947. And according to Toys for Tots' official website, the organization began when Marine Reserve Bill Hendrick's wife wanted to donate a homemade Raggedy Ann doll to a child in need during the Christmas season. But unfortunately, both of them realized that no organization existed. So quickly after, they created the organization Toys for Tots. The website also mentions that the ultimate goal of Toys for Tots is to help influence children in becoming better and responsible citizens when they grow up. This organization runs from mid-October through the end of December, and according to USNDC's article, Toys for Tots Learn More About This Wonderful Organization, written by author Christie, 97% of the money donated to this organization goes directly to the children, while the other 3% goes to fundraising the following year. Next slide, please. So now that I've given you a very quick introduction on how the organization is founded, I'm going to talk to you all about the process in which the toy goes through. The first step is to go out and buy a new toy. And in an interview conducted with article writer Vincent with former Toys for Tots recipient Jessie Nicole, when asked what kind of toy should a person buy a child, she answered, think of a toy that you would want to receive if you were a child and buy that toy. Or if you're not sure of the toy that you would want, think of a family member or a child that you know. She also mentioned children like to play, so the more durable the toy is, the longer it has it lasting. Once you purchase your toy, you then take your toy to the local campaign center. If you're unsure where that is, you can always go to the official website and find out which location is closest to you. From there, volunteers and Marines take the toys to old warehouses where they can then be sorted by age and gender. The next step from there, the toys are then taken by volunteers and transported to the children's homes. So on Christmas morning, they have a toy to open. Next slide, please. So now that I've covered a brief history of Toys for Tots, as well as how the process goes from getting the toy to the child receiving the toy, I'm going to talk to you all a little bit about the other side, requesting a toy. So the first step is to go to toysfortots.org and click the tab that says Request a Toy. From there, you get to select the state in which the child you're requesting a toy lives in. And the next question asked then is the city in which the child lives in. Next slide, please. Unfortunately, though, I could not screenshot all the steps because the deadline has passed, which is November 22nd. So if you're applying for a toy, it's important to apply early on in the season or else you won't be able to make the pool in. After you put your state and the city, the next step is you will be directed to the local campaign coordinator, where from there you click the link and you will be asked to put your name as well as the child's name you're applying for. You're also required to put the proof of residency and a brief description of why the child is in need of Toys for Tots, as well as any additional relevant information that might be needed. According to Love to Know magazine's article, Sign a Family Up for Toys for Tots Today, written by Toys for Tots volunteer Valerie Deb, she mentions, unfortunately, not every family that applies for Toys for Tots receives one, and that's because that individual local campaign center did not raise enough toys that holiday season. So the more people who donate to the organization, the higher the chances are of every family receiving a toy. Next slide, please. So now that I've covered the history of Toys for Tots, as well as how the toy process happens, and requesting a toy, I'm lastly going to conclude with other ways to donate if you're short on cash. So one of the biggest ways you can donate for Toys for Tots, according to the website, is by donating your time. Toys for Tots is always looking for volunteers to help sort the toys or stand at local campaign centers. Another alternative too, which might be a little less workable for some people, is donating vehicles to the organization. The more vehicles that are donated, the easier it is for these families to get the toys in a timely manner. If you don't necessarily want to donate toys to the organization, you can always make tax-deductible donations either through cash or credit to the organization. And where that money goes is if the local campaign center at some of the locations has not raised enough toys that season, they can use the cash that has been donated to then purchase toys. And the last way you can donate, which is one of the most efficient ways too, is if you have a business or organization that can be a local drop-off center in your community. Or if you have enough space, you can also make it a warehouse where the toys can then be sorted. Next slide, please. So in conclusion, you have just learned about the history of Toys for Tots, the donation process in which the toys go through, followed by requesting a toy from the organization, and I ended with other ways to donate and help make a difference. So in summary, Toys for Tots has been around for nearly 70 years and has impacted the lives of millions of children. However, it can only continue to grow and thrive under donations and volunteer. So for this holiday season, please consider donating to Toys for Tots and positively impact the